Since 1954, Heifer Philippines tackled hunger and poverty in the rural areas by providing livestock, training and other resources to small-scale farmers. Anchored in Heifer's cornerstone for just and sustainable development and values-based holistic community development approach, it emphasizes ecological awareness and collaborative efforts in integrating environmental and livelihood concerns in its projects and activities. World Risk Report of 2013 lists the Philippines as the third country most vulnerable to disasters. This means that an effort to end hunger and poverty in the communities where Heifer International works will be put to waste by a single hazard event while leaving the families back to where they were before the project started. Because of the country's vulnerability to risk and hazards, Heifer Philippines has integrated disaster risk reduction and management component in its projects. Anchored on Heifer's core frameworks of values-based holistic community development and pro-poor wealth creating value chain and various issuances and disaster risk reduction and management, Heifer Philippines DRRM framework emphasizes the need to build resiliency among families and communities. At Heifer Philippines, we believe that families and communities are resilient if families and communities can absorb shocks brought about by disasters, survive and bounce back from disaster situations, and adjust and adapt to hazards brought about by the changing environment. Reducing risk by preparing, planning ahead, and increasing capacities are vital to developing and increasing resiliency among families and communities. This aim is anchored on Heifer's values-based holistic community development approach, pro-poor wealth creating value chain and internationally accepted issuances and local laws on disaster risk reduction and management. VBHCD shapes the designing of DRRM projects into a strengths and values-based, enabling the participants to regard their potentials as an instrument of development and a means to promote action to improve the community. Pro-poor health creating value chain provides a conceptual guide in safeguarding economic empowerment of project participants by ensuring that wealth is inclusive and that multiple forms contributing to economic development are in place for those who are marginalized. Last of the foundation of this framework are the international agreements and local laws and issuances on DRRM, which guide governments and private sectors like Heifer on what knowledge-based process and points of action should be undertaken in ensuring that communities are able to increase their capacities, manage risk, prepare for and mitigate effects of disasters, and recover from the loss and damages. In the Philippines, a national law called Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010 provides a responsive and proactive manner of addressing disasters through participation of the community and civil societies, prioritization of vulnerable sectors, and increasing capacities of local communities. The framework is realized through a process of increasing capacities of communities and families, initiatives to facilitate participatory approaches and risk and vulnerability assessment, integration of family contingency plans into existing disaster risk reduction and management plans of the community, partnership and networking, and continuous monitoring of outputs and evaluation of the process. Efforts to promote and achieve resiliency among families and communities entail collaborative work between Heifer Philippines, its project partners, and local government units in Heifer's covered areas.
Mayong buntag. Ako si Fernando C. Salisi, ang Executive Director sa HID nga naay ongoing project karon in partnership sa Heifer. Gitawag ni Rise Up Project, resulta ni sa bagyo nga Pablo nga ni igo sa Agusan del Sur. Mao nga usa sa component sa project mo ang Disaster Risk Reduction Management nga at partneran sa Heifer ug sa HID. Ang murag sistema na to pagbuhat ni ani. Una, giseminar nato ang mga partner family mahitungod sa unsa ang disaster risk reduction aspect. Ug ikaduha, nag-tie up ta sa barangay local government unit ato pud silang gi-undergo og orientation seminar unsa ang disaster risk reduction, labi na ang ilang responsibilidad isip mo duty bearer sa paglingkawas sa mga katawhan. So niini gibuhat nato pagkahuman sa training sa duha ka aspeto sa barangay local government unit ug ang atong partner families, gipakanaog dayon nato ang profiling pinaagi sa pag-ila sa mga hazardous nga areas o sa mga areas nga mga specific nga purok nga naay mga klase-klase mga hazard. So niani paghuman na ilan na ang mga hazard, ni kanaog na punta sa self-help group atong gi-workshop ang mga atong partner families kung unsa nga hazard ang naa sa ila, nagbuhat sila mga contingency plan nga nakabase sa matag panimalay. Ug niani tungod pod sa hangyo sa barangay local government unit, moadto pud ta sa barangay government ug ilatang gihangyo nga motabang sa pagpanday og disaster risk reduction development planning nga nakabase sa unsay mga hazard nga naa sa ilang lugar. O nagmalampuso ni tungod kay nagkatambayayong ang mga community, ang mga barangay local government unit ug ubang mga stakeholders nga naa sa mao nga komunidad.
Mayong adlaw, ako si Mr. Agustin Dignos, Vice President sa Kalubian Livelihood Assistance for Development o CLAD Incorporated, o ako sabang ang Operation Coordinator. Doon na kami partnership sa Heifer International, din usa sa mga kalihukan nini ang disaster preparedness. No? So dako kayo gikataba ang disaster preparedness kay before sa Yolanda niigo sa MOA, gitraining anay ang mga opisyalis, ang mga leader, mga department heads o nahimo namo ang mga contingency plan, mga mapa, assessment sa mga lugar din posible nga maigo sa disaster. So dako kay gitabang ni kayo tungod kay pagkaigo sa bagyo, zero casualty ang kalubian tungod niini. No? So labi na karon sa pagkakaroon ang ang training diana sa mga barangay. Doon na may 20 ka barangay nga gitrain. Nya gitudloan sila paghimog mga early warning devices, no? So mga mapa, vulnerability map, no? Para maklaro jud asa ko tumbok ang mga rescuer kung doon na may simbako mahitabo.
Involvement of the local government in the process of building community capacities and in developing policies that support disaster risk reduction and management is very important in ensuring sustainability plan programs.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa Heifer na ang munisipyo ng Kalubian binigyan nyo ng malaking tulong in terms of preparedness sa aming disaster. Bago po dumating yung Yolanda, ang Heifer po, ang mga personnel at leadership po ng Heifer ay nagbigay ng seminar sa ating mga community personnel para pagpreparahan kung mayroon mang sakaling mga disaster na darating. Kami po ay nagmamalaki dito sa Kalubian na kahit ganon kalakas ang Yolanda, sa tulong ng Heifer na ibinigay na seminar tungkol doon sa disaster preparedness, kami po ay walang casualty.
Heifer Philippines DRRM framework contributes to the achievement of Heifer's goal to assist families in developing and sustaining their livelihood and income growth by increasing their capacities to prepare for disasters, mitigate damage and losses, and strengthening their abilities to bounce back after a disaster event and situation.
The proven Heifer Philippines approach collaborates with local project partners and government institutions to deliver a unique DRR program right at the heart where our project partners live. we found out that creating livestock-based programs increases their assets, builds up their resiliency, and puts in measures like securities and emergency funds during disasters. This will help them manage the disaster better, enabling them to bounce back right after every typhoon or any disaster that may hit them.